Hello, welcome Zero. This is just a pop-up live I'm doing. Welcome. Doing some... I don't want to do that anymore like that. It's going to pop up and... Sorry, I'm kind of tired. But not tired. How are you doing, Zero? And how is school for you? I'm going to... I think this brush will work. I'm going to... I'm making some Christmas cards. I've done this here before. But this is the first time I've introduced the Christmas cards with the stencils. I think. Yeah. Oh, you had a break. You had a break and then I wasn't there. Well, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't there, but I'm just kind of using a flat brush like this in order to make the design faster. Let's do a couple layers. I am painting I'm painting stuff like this. Fold them in half. You know, you write stuff in them, send them to a friend or a relative, you know, for Christmas cards. I was supposed to paint them over my break, but I didn't quite get around. I ended up doing other things like sleeping and stuff. That's what I'm painting today. Thank you. I'm trying my best here. There's the design that I was working off of is this design here. But with this design, you take this long flat brush and you put the paint down like this, and you layer it down, but it takes forever. So to do a card like this, it is not a fast process. So I had to come up with an alternative because I need to paint 50 of these things by in 5 or 6 days. Hello, welcome. And thank you, Dreamlurk. Yeah, welcome, Sandra Barros. Welcome. All right, we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you for popping in, and thank you for watching my channel update video. I appreciate that. I'm probably only going to be on for like a half hour or so. Well, the person with the fancy writing, I've been doing some painting videos and other things. I'm thinking about shifting my content though to include doing interviews like once a week. It'd be like maybe like on Fridays with it's some oddball time. How much do I charge for what? If you want to leave a PayPal donation, you're welcome to do so. But right now, I am working on this tree. I don't know if I want to put that color in there. It's okay. It'll work. It'll work here. Just adding some layers in. Oh, I charge for the card. I think I just ruined it with adding this red. I charge $150 for 20 hand-painted cards shipped anywhere within the United States. 20 for $150 shipped anywhere within the United States. That's what I charge for cards. So they're like, let's see, did I ruin that? I may have ruined it. So this one may be for me to send to one of my friends. Let's put in the fence, I think. Snow and the fence. Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, for the card, that's what I charge for cards. I don't have it. I was trying to put together an Etsy store, but I just didn't quite have the inertia to do it. And it's really difficult to do a lot of things all by yourself. So I'm making the fence now. And so with this, we'll be putting the fence posts in. And so laying that color in. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, you're going to get that Bob Ross. You can get that Bob Ross kind of a quality to it. Because now with Bob Ross, he'd be using a palette knife, but he's also painting in oil paints, and I'm using acrylics. And so it's a total different animal here. And we will put the fence in the back. And I'll put some tree over the top of it. That way it looks as though the fence is actually in the background and not in the foreground. And so we'll put it here like this, and then maybe another cross piece over here like that. Add in some different colors, and then I'm going to put in a fence post over here. Let's get it up to about there, like that. Maybe this one over here is kind of going off in some oddball direction. And so then you can always just change the direction here. Let's see, what do I want to do with this? I think I want to put a little more fence post in. Wow, there's 50 people lurking in the shadows there. I want to add, I'm kind of running low on, I'm trying to use up all the paints in here first before I restock my paints. Let's kind of put some different colors in. This is a yellow oxide. I'm using Amsterdam paints. I use two different grades of paints. For when I paint on paper and do stuff like this, I use Amsterdam, and it's sort of a student grade paint. But when I'm painting on actual paintings on canvases, then I will use Golden Open, and it's a more professional quality paint. Just put a bunch of different colors in here, just to make it seem like it is actually wood. Wow, 58. I've never had that many people looking in at one time. I don't think that much is, geez. So this actually fence really just reminds me of a movie, The Summer of 42. I read the book a long time before I ever watched the movie. I think it was set, yeah, it was kind of set in 1942, but there we go. So now I'm going to go back. Okay, that's fence post is back there, just a little bit more. Wow, 73 at the same time. That's awesome. So this is a long flat brush. It can be used. I think it's a watercolor brush, but I'm using it with the acrylics. And so now I want to make that look in the background. Yeah, so this is dry enough here. So we're going to go in and go back in and do some more stenciling, I think, just to put a star on top of the tree. You know, you wouldn't have a star on top of your tree if this was in your yard, but you know, this is a Christmas card, so that really doesn't matter. I think I'll use a big giant star like this one here. And then when you're using stencils, you have to be very careful that you don't smear the paint. So this is the part of the process that I always get nervous doing when I'm doing stenciling. And I do blot the brush. We use a flat brush like this for doing the stenciling. And you have to be very careful that you don't move it, and it's a dabbing motion. That's how you use the stencils. So I started first by adding some stencils down, and then so just to get it kind of a layering effect. So while we're here, I'm just going to add maybe a couple more spots in here, getting that sort of a festive quality to it. Maybe over here, a couple more. So you want to be very careful when you pull it off. And so by adding a couple different paint colors to this, it kind of gets it a kind of a shimmering effect over here. So that's kind of cool. All right, so we're going to just move on. I'm going to add some more details onto this tree here, and kind of clean some of this up here, because I kind of wasn't intending to add that red into the brush. And so that's often that happens, you know, when we do painting and so forth, that sometimes happens. You do the wrong thing. But part of painting is just adding layers. I'm going to add a little water to this. The paint's kind of gloopy, so we're going to add add a bit of water to it. And we're just making a dabbing, the same kind of dabbing motions. This to kind of out here. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's like that. Oh, I don't want to do too much because I can actually destroy the painting by doing too much. So I'm going to put this aside and start working on another one. So one of the things that I do, well, let me see. Let me just check it. No, let's just keep barreling forward. We'll just barrel forward on this same painting here. And then we're going to come back with this brush here and add some different colors to it. I'm just going to clean off the paint here. If you're just new looking in, don't forget to push the like button and the sub button. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs here before the end of this year. I'm actually pretty close to 1,000 subs. I was at like 8 something before I started this video. So I'm just going to add a little color, like color onto here. Like maybe these are bulbs. Maybe you decorated that tree out in your backyard. Just little things like this, little spots. Maybe it's an ornament of some kind. Kind of go over here, we'll grab some of that blue, and it'll mix the paint right onto the brush. This is almost like pulling the paint directly out of the tube. Because that's the thing with the acrylic paints, is you can do that. You can paint directly right out of the tube, and I've done that many times. But I got this kind of a contraption a few months ago because it's an airtight container. It has a so I just don't like wasting paint. Maybe we'll come in here to the white. When it's all done, when I used up all the paint, I will be cleaning this thing out. And then reloading it and adding more paint. I don't have to worry about it being perfect, but it's just kind of spots. That red I put in there, really, I don't really like that I made that mistake, but that's the way it is. Sometimes we make mistakes. Actually, we make lots of mistakes when you're painting. But sometimes, as Bob Ross would say, it's a happy accident. Maybe what we'll do as well is adding some, maybe go into this gold. Let's just see what happens if we put some, maybe like some lights, bulbs on top of the fence posts. Maybe they're like lights. Just a little decoration here, just for fun. This one is just kind of hovering over it. Maybe it's like a little UFO or something. And then we'll put another one right over here. The paper's kind of bowed. particularly care that the paper does that, but it does do that at times. They buckle when you put too much paint on it, and it gets too much water in it or something like that. The paint buckles. Maybe come back in over here and we'll add a little white, or just a little bit of spots of red in here. Just changing the colors just a little bit. Maybe, I might, just for the hell of it, add in some fluorescent orange just to brighten things up a bit. I like these fluorescent colors. Let's put a few in here all over the place. I'm going to accent this with some titanium white soon to get it to make it look like there's snow on the boughs, because it is outdoors anyways. Before that, I think it might need, before I start doing the snow addition, I think I might, let's see, how's this? Yeah, that's starting to dry up pretty well. I'm going to add like a creature or something. Just a little creature out there. Maybe we'll just silhouette it out and just like black. And maybe a little red. Better add some water to this just to thin that paint down a bit. Show you what I'm doing. I just combine the paint. And so what am I looking at? Okay. So like a lawn ornament, maybe a lawn ornament, and it's on the inside of the fence. So I'm making this S-like motion here. Maybe it's red, kind of like that. Make it like it has some wings. Just a little bit of that. Little head here. It's kind of red, dark red. Of course, you don't really see anything like this in nature, but that's okay. We're painting. It's all about just having fun. Maybe there. I think it needs a friend. Don't you think it needs a friend? Maybe we'll put the friend up here in front of the tree. Maybe I want to put snow. No. No, yes, no. Let's see. We'll do that change first. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for commenting. All right, I'm going to add, because I want to put one of these friends in front of the tree, and so we're going to add a little. I'm going to add like there's snow. I think this tree is like it has snow on it. It's outside in the backyard. Yeah, who knows? You might decorate a tree in the backyard. It's been growing there for years. And so we're just going to put this in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty about this. You don't have to work on making it perfect. Just kind of some random spots. Some random spots. And you see I have the color on the brush like this, and I'm kind of just laying it in on the side. And when I do the fence, that's kind of how I put the color down for the fence as well. Just kind of in here at random. Now I'm just going to go, I'm going to let this dry a little bit here. And let this dry a bit. We're almost done with it. So I'm going to put some in over here on the fence. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm completely off camera. Sorry. I'm not paying attention. I'm going back over here. Gaining a little depth to it. And over here. So if you're in there lurking for more than 30 seconds, I really appreciate your views. I'm going to be doing another art live stream on Saturday night at 9:09 Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast. So on Saturday night, I'm the 999 ASMR Tarot. And so Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to come back on again. And I'm also going to do another live on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but we'll find out. But I'm going to continue forging on here with this. I need to let this paint over here dry a little bit before we move and add his little friend. So I'm just going to use my dabbing brush here. We're just going to use the to make the snow on the ground, and we'll just dab it in here. This kind of works. Kind of like that. And I need to let that dry a bit. Let me add a few more details onto the bird. I don't want to add maybe a little white. It's kind of a maroon colored bird. But maybe it needs to have a little white in here. Kind of some whitish feathers or something. Kind of pinkens it down. Pikachu? Pink? Little pinkish bird here. Maybe it's just a lawn art thing? Was that what it'd be? Lawn art? Let's just go just a little boop boop. Right where the eye should be. Boop boop boop. See? Got a little eye there. And should get my hair dryer out and do this. Is it dry yet? It's getting close. To my understanding, there isn't very many people who live stream art. I've seen a few people. So I'm just sort of mixing this paint down here. And we're going to go put his little friend right in front of the tree. Kind of like just the S shape. He's going to live right here. He's got his little legs right about here. And we'll put another little layer of... And thank you, everybody, for liking the video. If you like the videos, it'll help, it helps out the logarithm, so the algorithm, so they say, for the old YouTube, get it to go push out a little bit further. I wonder what that would be like if my video got pushed out even further than it did tonight. But anyways, and there we go. And some little colorations, different, just a little bit different than the other one. Maybe this one's the male and the other one's the female. But it's kind of lawn art after all, maybe. So maybe male, female doesn't really matter when you are lawn ornament, right? Put a, what could be its head here. There. And then a white spot there. There's a boop, 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 boop. You got to make the sound effects when you do this. Sound effects just make it. There's the boop, 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 boop. There we go. All right, this thing's almost done. I think it has enough. So let's clean that brush up here again. I'm gonna get another little brush. I gotta clean these brushes off a little bit before the paint dries up on it. And some, I don't want this dripping on there. You work so hard on doing something and you don't really want to destroy your piece of art just by are there any other ones here that I'm going to be using the stencil brush one more time. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to come in and use, this is a real stiff fan brush, and so you can use these things kind of laying it in there like maybe it were a, just kind of dropping it in. Like it were a palette knife or something. Maybe just some little brush strokes here. Kind of working the titanium white in. Oh, I just hit the camera with my head. You got to be careful because I'm doing this on an Android phone, and I'll just do some different textures here. The different textures, they sort of add to the randomness of it. Make it like it could actually be something you might actually see. And that just kind of adds to the magic of it. In the depth. Gonna bring this up a bit. Paint's still pretty sticky. Gonna add it a little bit in front of, so he's kind of sinking down into the snow. Okay, so we got this and this and this, some different features, and we're looking at 37 minutes. So this is 37 minutes, and almost, let's see, let's go bring out my stencil brush, and I'm gonna let that dry a bit more. Well, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just do another step here because this thing is almost done. I'm gonna sign it with my initials, and the year that I did this is 24. I hope that everybody's having a great time watching in on this. This is just a pop-up paint night. And let's just go, oh crap. Let's see if I can fix that. Fix this stuff in over here. I better clean my stencil thing off. Oh, I don't want to break the stencils. This is very actually kind of delicate. All right, so there we go. I'm not going to do too much there. So what we're going to do is come over this spot and I'm going to put another one of these in here. We're just trying to cover over that spot where, and I think I want to cover over some of these other ones. Let's just, add some more depth, more character to it. Before long, you won't even notice that a mistake was made. I wonder, gold? No, we won't do gold. Maybe just a tad bit of blue. A tad bit of this phthalo blue. It's pretty dry in there. Okay. I'm going to dab it off on another piece of paper that I got over there. So I got a big blue star. Oh no! I did it again! Off on the edge. Okay, we're going to come back to that. And I'm almost out of white, so I'm just going to go in here, tone that color down. I'm going to let that dry. Be careful not to do that again. I don't want to do that again. So I'm just going to add in just some of these shapes. Just some of these shapes here. just to add some complexity to the image. I think I want to add a little red into it. I'm going to daub it off on my dauber paper. It's over there. I'm going to come up over here, go back in and pull up some of that red. And that's really heavy red, and some white. Okay. Just try to get a bit that this sort of a festiveness. Here we go. And oh, well, that's fine. It works. We'll come back in and I'm gonna make sure you clean off your stencils here. But being careful that you do not break the, because this one is pretty delicate. I'm gonna clean that paint off because I don't need it coming over the edge. Okay. It's got a lot of paint up there. So I'm not going to touch anything over here. I think the paint is dry over here now. I'm just going to come back in and do... I want to cover that up. Okay. And hopefully this won't look massively busy or anything like that. Maybe on the edge here. How's that? That's getting close. So I'm going to use whatever white I have left. I got a little bit of white. I'm going to add a star onto here. Okay, this works. Now, I'm just going to do one other little thing before I call it quits tonight on this card. So I'm going to come back in with just the white, whatever's left of my white, titanium white here, and we'll just kind of put it up into the foreground, kind of like this. Be careful not to get it onto your fingertips there. Got some different colors here. I think this is done. What do you think? Does this look done to you? So it'll be folding like this and a Christmas card. So that's what we did tonight. In 45 minutes, one Christmas card. So I'm going to call it quits here. I do have to... I've got a busy day tomorrow. And I really thank everybody for watching along. Everyone for pushing the like button, for pushing the sub button. And come back on Saturday for at 9 p.m. Pacific time. 9 p.m. Pacific time for Painting Saturday. That is my next show. And Smart Care, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing live again on 9 p.m. Painting Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific time. 9 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Smart Cares. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, the person with the fancy handwriting. And thank you, Aziru. And thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Dreamlurk. Thank you, everybody watching in who didn't make a comment in the chat. And thank you for everybody who pushed the like button. And I will be back on Saturday night for something else. Good night. Bye-bye.